Hi everyone. Today we're going to visit Otis Cemetery, a cemetery that is both so close by yet so remote that few people know it even exists. Otis Cemetery sits above the I-15 freeway just 11 miles outside of Yermo. You can see it from the freeway if you know where to look, but just because you can see it doesn't mean it's easy to get to. As Google Maps shows, there are two dirt roads that lead there, both only a couple of miles long. But these roads are really rough, and they're completely washed out in some places, so you really can't use either road to get there. The easiest way is actually on foot from the freeway. It's a pretty easy hike of about a quarter mile, and it won't break your car. And after failing miserably on both roads, I opted to go by foot. Now, my wife decided to stay in the car to make sure it was still there when I got back, but I could feel her checking her watch. Now, Google Maps shows this area as part of the ominous Yarrow Ravine rattlesnake habitat, so I was a bit nervous at first. But Steve from Sidetrack Adventures was here a few weeks ago, and he found neither rattlesnakes nor a rattlesnake habitat. But he did find some other cool stuff, so be sure to check out Steve's video. Otis is the original name of Yermo, California. Otis started as a mining town in 1902 and was named after General Harrison Otis, publisher of the Los Angeles Times. They changed the name to Yermo in 1907 after finding there was already a town in Colorado with that name. Yermo means wilderness in Spanish, so I can see why they picked that. And there's the cemetery up on the ridge overlooking the valley. I better keep moving. So this is Otis Cemetery, with only 4 grave markers that I can see. This is Barbara A. Williams, buried here in 1926. I don't think Hank Williams is buried here too. That's modern graffiti. This grave is for Thomas O. Williams, died on July 6, 1943. That 7 is backwards for some reason. There are a few unmarked graves here. This could be Infant Esther Ozetta, Infant Son Williams, or Nellie Agnes Wilson, all buried here in the 1930s and 40s. This last headstone is for Charles A. Roseberg, who died in 1937. Looks like someone left a Pacifico for Charles. Looking out from this bluff with only the whistling wind as a backdrop, you might think it would be creepy, but really it feels lonely and forgotten. History surrounds you here like a shroud, taking you back in time over 100 years when this was still rough cowboy country. This view is incredible, but it's also lonely. So before we leave, let's remember each of the people in Otis Cemetery. So that ends our visit to Otis Cemetery, a mysterious and historical site less than 1,000 feet from the freeway that feels a million miles away and all but lost in time. Thanks as always to Bill Mann for including this place in his guide to mysterious sites in the Mojave. If you decide to visit, please take nothing but pictures and leave nothing but footprints and maybe the occasional Pacifico. I can see the car way down there and my wife ready for our next adventure. I'd better head out before I end up in the cemetery myself. See you next time.